Hello, everyone. Welcome to a virtual Excel Academy. Today is making music with things around you. Come on, join us, get in, get settled. Welcome to the APH Virtual Excel Academy. We are so glad to have you with us today. Today, we're taking it a little easy. This is really built for our students with multiple disabilities. So slow, easy, relaxed, and you might have a support person helping you out. That is just fine. We know some of you might not be able to write in the chat, but if you can, you're welcome to say hi. Hi, Donnie, glad to have you. Again, welcome to an APH Virtual Excel Academy. Today is making music with things around you. Now, before I get going, the one thing I do want to tell you is we are preparing for summer. I know, amazing to think about that we're already preparing for summer, but we have chosen at the American Printing House of the Blind to have camp this summer. So stay tuned. An email will be making its way to you. And if you're watching the recording, you are welcome to visit the APH website and type in the word camp. Okay, last time, it is the APH Virtual Excel Academy making music with things around you. We have the amazing Amelia Welsh. We are so glad to have you back with us, Amelia. How are you?
I am doing so well, Leanne. Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
That is great. Well, I am going to turn them over to you.
Awesome. Hello, everyone. I am so excited to be back teaching. I see Donnie said hi in the chat. Hello. It's so nice to see you or hear you. So, my name is Amelia Welsh, and I am a musician. So, a musician is someone who makes music, who loves to make music, and I definitely do. I love listening to music. I love going to live performances, but I really love singing and playing music myself. So, that is what we're going to be talking about today, making music. So, making music can be done in a lot of different ways. There are so many ways to make music. So today we're going to learn a little bit about what music is. How can we listen to music and understand exactly what we're listening to? We're also going to learn a little bit about some instruments. I just wanted to talk about instruments for a few minutes before we go into making music with no instruments. Because a lot of us might not have instruments around us. So, what is an instrument? A musical instrument. What am I talking about? So, there are a lot of instruments to make music, and that just means some kind of device, some kind of thing that makes music. So, an instrument would be a drum. A drum is something that you hit to make a rhythm, to make music. We're going to talk about rhythm in a minute. An instrument could be a piano. A piano is a really big instrument. They can be small and they can be big, and there's a ton of keys or buttons on the front, and if you push down on them, it hits a hammer that hits a string and makes a sound. It sounds very cool. So there's a ton of different instruments like that. But what if I want to make music and I don't have a piano? I don't have a piano in my house. I'd have to go somewhere to play one. So if I wanted to make music without an instrument, how would I do it? That is what we're going to talk about today. So, as I said, I am a singer and I also play guitar and piano. So, have any of you heard what is a guitar? Do you know what a guitar is? Have you ever seen one? Have you ever heard one? Think back and think if you've ever seen or heard a guitar. A guitar is a wooden instrument. It's made of wood and it has a round box section. And on the box on the front is an opening, like a hole. And across the hole are stretched some strings that go up a long neck, just like your arm. And when you pluck the strings, they make sound and they make music.
Hey, Amelia, Isabel, I don't mean to interrupt you, but Isabel has her hand up. So we have given Isabel permission to talk. So if you go ahead, Isabel, and jump on in. Thank you, Miss Amelia, for letting me interrupt you really quickly.
Of course.
I've
Hi, Isabel.
played a guitar in 7th grade modern band before.
That's so awesome. What kind of songs did you play? Did you do the strumming or did you do plucking?
Usually the strumming.
That's fun. What's your favorite chord to play on guitar?
I don't know.
It's a difficult question. There's so many good ones.
Yeah.
I think my favorite is a G chord. Guitar is a really fun instrument to play. I'm really glad that you've been able to play it because it's one of my favorites. I love it. Thanks, Isabel. Thank you for sharing that. That's awesome. And if you, Robin, if Isabel raises her hand again, I'm not sure if I can see it, so just let me know if it happens because I want to hear what you have to say. Okay, so Isabel has played a guitar, so she knows how that works. So let's talk about what you would do if you didn't have a guitar. If you didn't have a guitar and you still wanted to make some music, could you do it? We're going to find out. So, like I said, singing is my favorite way to make music. Singing is so much fun, and the best part about singing is you don't need anything to sing. All you need is your voice. All you need to sing is your voice and a song. That's all you need. Donnie says in the chat he loves karaoke. Karaoke is really fun. It's a great way to sing because then you just read the words and you sing and it's amazing. So, karaoke, you can sing a lot of different types of music, and there's all kinds of different ways to sing. You can sing pop music, you can sing folk music, you can rap. Rapping is a type of singing. There is classical singing like opera, there's musical theater, there's all kinds of ways to sing. So, let me ask you a question. So, when you're looking at a guitar or a piano or some kind of instrument, you can see how the sound is made, right? You know that when the strings of a guitar, like Isabel was saying, when she strums the strings, it makes the sound. So, here is my question. And it's a little tricky, so think about it for a minute. Can you see your voice? Can you see your voice? Think about it for a minute. And you can put yes or no in the chat if you want. Donnie says no, you can't. And in the chat, Monica says no. And you guys are right. You cannot see your voice. You can see how it's made. You can put your hand on your neck underneath your chin. And if you talk or sing or hum, you can feel a vibration. And that's how the voice makes sound, but you can't really see it. And that's the really cool thing about your voice. Like I said earlier, you don't need anything to sing, to make music, except for you. You just need you because your body is your instrument. Singing is the coolest. I'm a little biased, I think, but I would say singing is my favorite. So now that we know a little bit about different ways to make music with instruments, we're going to talk about what music is because, oh, I see that Donnie raised his hand. Is it still there? No, I think if you
Not
want
there
to,
anymore.
okay. If you want to, just raise your hand again. So, music is made up of different things, and if we know how it's made, we can do it, right? Oh, Donnie asked what bias means. That's a great question. I should have explained. Bias is if I say I am biased against something, it means I have an opinion about it. I've already formed an opinion, or I already have something that contributes to my opinion. So if I said, I am biased and I think singing is the best, it's because I am a singer and I love to sing. So of course, I think singing is the best. I'm biased to like singing because it is what I do all the time. I hope that helps, Donnie. Thank you for asking that question. So, music is made up of two main things. There's a lot that goes into music, but we are going to break it down to be a little more simple by talking about two things. And if you have come to one of my classes before, you'll probably already know because I talk about this all the time. So, music is made up of rhythm and pitch. So, we're going to describe what those two things mean. First, let's start with rhythm. So, I said earlier when I was talking about instruments that a drum is a rhythm instrument. And if you've ever played the drums or heard someone play a drum, you might know what I mean, but we're going to go into it. So, a rhythm is a pattern. So, if I clap my hands like this, I just clapped a rhythm. So you can try it at home. Go ahead and try and clap with me. We're going to clap together a couple times and just listen to the rhythm that you are making. Okay, so you might have heard that it changed a little bit. It's hard to do the same rhythm twice in a row. So here's an experiment. I am going to clap two different rhythms, and I want you to listen very closely and see if you can hear the difference. I'm going to clap two different rhythms, and I want you to listen and see if you can hear the difference in the rhythms. What's different? Why am I doing this? So we're going to discriminate. That is a big word. We're going to discriminate the difference between the rhythms. And discriminate means you're able to understand what the difference is. So here is rhythm number one. So listen really close, okay? Okay, that was rhythm number one. I'll do it again. Pretty simple. It's just like the clapping exercise we did just before, just really simple clapping. But it's still a rhythm. So, do you remember what the first one sounded like? I'm going to clap a new one, rhythm number two, and I want you to listen and see if you can hear the difference. Okay, I'm going to clap it again. They're pretty close. I'm doing a hard one. I'm challenging you guys to see if you can hear the difference between the rhythms. So here's rhythm number two again. Okay, so now that we've heard rhythm number two, We might need to go back and listen to rhythm number 1 again because it's been a little bit. So I'm going to clap rhythm 1 and then rhythm 2 and just listen, and you can try to clap along with me if you want at home, but try to see the difference. And I'm going to go straight from rhythm 1 straight into rhythm 2. So I'll do a little pause so you can hear the difference. All right, here we go with rhythm number 1. And here's rhythm number 2. Okay, anybody who is watching this live, you can go ahead and write in the chat if you heard a difference. If you didn't hear a difference, it's totally okay. It's a little bit of a tricky one because they sound similar, but I'm seeing that Donnie said in the chat that he did hear a difference, and Zach also says that he did. So good job, guys. Good job listening really carefully. You were able to discriminate the difference between two rhythms. And discriminate means you were able to listen to both things and understand what was different about them. So now we know what rhythm is. So now I want to give you a minute to try clapping a rhythm. So we're not together, so I can't see what you're clapping, but I know you're gonna make a really fun rhythm. So I wanna take a minute and you clap a rhythm at your house. You don't have to turn your mic on or anything. Just clap a rhythm and just practice for a little bit, just for a minute. Go ahead and try to clap a rhythm. Rhythm is such an important part of music, and that's why we're talking about it. So just take your time, clap your rhythm. I'll take a drink of my tea while you clap. Okay, I see in the chat that Monica clapped a slow clap. That's great. So Monica probably did something like this. Nice and slow. That's a great rhythm to start. It's super simple. So good job to everyone at home who tried their own rhythm. You can keep practicing and you can try to test your family members. You can do the same thing I did for you. You can clap 2 different rhythms and you can test them and you can use the fancy word discrimination and you can ask your family, oh, do you mind discriminating between these 2 rhythms? I'm gonna clap them for you. And that could be a fun thing to do. So now we know what rhythm is. We know that rhythm is a pattern, and we know that we can make it up very easily just with clapping. We don't need any instruments. We can use our hands to clap. So that was the first big part of music. So what is the second part? The second part of music is called pitch. The second part of music is called pitch. So what is pitch? Well, a pitch is a type of throw. If you're playing baseball, you might pitch the ball, throw it to the person with the bat so that they can hit it. That is a type of pitch, throwing the baseball so that someone can hit it. But that is not the type of pitch we are talking about. For music, pitch means the sound. The fancy word for it is frequency. Different frequencies are different pitches. So if I hum or sing a note, I can sing one pitch and then I can change it to sing another pitch. That is very different from our clapping. Let me show you what I mean. If I do 2 claps, they are probably going to sound pretty much the same. They have around the same pitch. Let me show you. Here's one clap. Here's another clap. It sounded pretty similar. There was a little difference, but it didn't sound different enough to be a different pitch. But if I sing, I can change the pitch very easily. Let me show you. Here's one pitch. La. Here is another pitch. La. Did you hear a difference in those two pitches? First, it was la, and then the second one was la. So, just think in your own head, what was the difference between those two pitches? Think about it for a minute. I'll sing them again so you can hear them. And just think, what is the difference? What are you discriminating about the difference between these two pitches? Just like we used our detective skills and listened to different rhythms, we can listen to the different pitches and we can discriminate what is different. So I'll sing them again and you think about what's different. Are you ready? Here is the first pitch. La. Here is the second pitch. La. Okay, let's think about it. What is different about those two pitches? The first one is about right here. La. And when I sing the second one, it sounds higher. La. And Donnie, I see in the chat, he is on the same page as me. He says it's higher. Yes, great job discriminating between those two notes, Donnie. So yes, the second pitch that I sang was higher. So of course, you can sing lower, you can sing higher, you can sing any combination of pitches that you want to make music. But the important thing is that you know how to discriminate if it's higher or lower. And once you get your pitch, you're ready to go, and you get your rhythm ready to go, the most fun part is putting those two things together. So how do we put pitch and rhythm together to make music? Well, let's try it. Why don't we try it right now? So I am going to clap and sing at the same time. All right, let's see what happens. I'm going to clap a rhythm. Let's do this rhythm. Okay, there's my rhythm. And I'm going to sing la 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 la. So, do you see how I can take a rhythm and take pitches and put them together to make an entirely new song? I didn't practice making that song before this, so you can see how easy it can be to just make it up on the spot. And the fun thing is, you can't mess it up because you're making it up. It's never existed before. So if you make up a song, it's perfectly right. So I'd love for you at home right now to take a minute, and we didn't practice singing pitches on our own, so why don't we do that? Just practice singing a few pitches on your own, whichever pitches you want. Take a minute and sing some low pitches and some high pitches. and I will sing a little bit so you can sing with me, and then I will let you try on your own. So we have la. Try it and sing it with me. La. Great job. Now sing the higher pitch with me, or if it's too high, sing a different one. La. Great job. So now try a little bit on your own. I'm going to take a drink of my tea and sing a few pitches on your own. Okay, so now you've practiced rhythm, you're clapping, and now you've practiced singing your pitches. So now it's time for the really fun part of putting it all together. So I made up a song, la 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 la, la 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 la. So you can sing along with me and try that song, or you can make up your own song. So I'll do my song a few times so you can try to sing it and clap it along with me. And if that is too much, if it's really confusing to clap and sing at the same time, that is okay, because that takes a lot. It takes a lot to clap, think about the clapping, and sing and think about your singing. So if you want to just do one at a time, that is awesome too. Don't feel like you have to do both. So just pick one right now if you want to do the clapping or if you want to do your singing. But also, if you want to try both, go ahead. So here is my song. Try to clap and sing along with me. La 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la. Great job. Okay, take a few seconds and write your own, combining your amazing clapping rhythm that we've practiced and adding a few pitches. And go ahead and try that, whichever combination that you want. Okay, did you have a chance to make up your song? I hope you did. If you need more time, if you're watching the video back, you can pause it and keep making a song. But we're going to keep going and we're going to talk about making music with some other items that you might have around you in addition to using your hands to clap and your voice to sing. We always have our voice and our hands to make music, but sometimes we have some other fun things around us too. Also, thank you, Donnie. He said in the chat he liked my voice. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I love your voice even though I can't hear you. I know you're singing and it sounds beautiful. So let's get into using some things around us to make music. We've used our hands, we've used our voice. Now let's try to use some other fun things. So look around, feel around, see what is in your area. You might not even have to get up. Just think about what is around you. So the first thing that I see around me is this notebook. I have a small little notebook. It has really pretty purple and pink flowers on the front. And I use this notebook for writing lesson plans to teach piano lessons and voice lessons. So this is just a fun little notebook that I have laying around my house. So let me ask you the question. How can I use this simple little notebook to make some music. Let's think about what we've talked about so far. So we talked about how music is made up of two parts. If you remember, the first part is rhythm, which is a pattern. That was our clapping exercise that we did. And the second thing is pitch. Remember, it's not the kind of pitch you throw someone. It's the way the sound sounds, the frequency. So, if I use this notebook, do you think I can make a rhythm with this? Or can I make a pitch? Or can I make both? Let's find out. I see in the chat, Donnie found his remote. That is awesome. You can definitely use your remote. So Donnie, use your remote. I'll use my book. And everyone watching, try to find something around you, whatever you want, and we're going to see if we can make music. So I'm going to try first to make rhythm using this book. So looking around me, I also have a pencil, and I'm going to use this pencil. If you don't have something like a pencil, you can use your hand. I'm going to use this pencil, and I'm going to hold my book, and I'm going to use the pencil like a drumstick hitting a drum. And we're going to see if I can make a rhythm. Ready? I can definitely make a rhythm using the book and a pencil. So, Donnie, you have your remote. Maybe turn it around so that you're not hitting the buttons, hitting the back. And you can use your hand. And let's try again. I'll use my book and see if I can clap a rhythm onto the book. Great job. So we discovered that we can make rhythm with just a simple book laying around the house. So let me ask you another question. When I hit the book with the pencil, did it sound different than when I hit the book with my hand? If you weren't listening, I will play it again because we weren't thinking about that. Here is me hitting the book with my pencil. Listen closely. Okay, so that is the sound that we had there. Here is me hitting the book with my hand. Did you hear a difference? I see in the chat, Donnie did hear a difference. Great job listening. Yes, there was a difference. My hand was louder. The pencil was quieter. So it changed the volume and it kind of made a pitch. Not exactly. It was more like when we were clapping earlier and the pitch sounded a little different, but not really a lot. So this notebook was great for making music with rhythm. And you can also use your remote, like Donnie did, anything around your house. So let's try this again with something else. So look around. Do you see anything else around you that you can make music with? I found this pillow. This is one of my couch pillows. It's black and white. It's a soft little pillow and it has a picture of 3 cats on it. I think this pillow is adorable. So it has 3 cats on the front, and on the back, it has the back of the cats. So we're going to use this pillow, and we're going to see if a pillow can make music. Let's find out. It's an experiment. So I'm going to hold the pillow in front of me, and I'm going to use my hands, and I'm going to drum on the pillow just like we did with our little flower notebook, or like Donnie did with his remote. And I want you to listen really closely and see if you can hear my rhythm. Are you ready? Okay. Did you hear me clapping on the pillow? Could you hear any sound from me clapping on the pillow? No. No, you could not, probably. There was a little sound, but Donnie says in the chat he did not hear the clapping. And that is because different materials react to sound differently. So let's break that down. Different materials react to sound differently. So let's compare our two materials. And material means what something is made of. So the book is made of a hard material, hard for the back of the book. And the pillow is very soft and comfortable. It's made of fabric. So when I clap on the book, the sound bounces off of the hard surface on the book, like this. The sound bounces off the book and is very loud. When I hit my pillow, the sound doesn't have anything to bounce off of because the pillow is so soft, it just goes right in, it sinks into the pillow, and we don't get any of that beautiful sound. So that is something you have to think about if you're trying to make music with things around you. If you're sitting on your couch and you're doing some drum on your couch cushion or your arm of your couch, it might not make a lot of sound because it's so soft, the sound doesn't have anything to bounce off of. But if you use something hard, like a book, the sound can bounce off of the cover of the book, and it's a little bit better for drumming. So that was a very successful experiment. We looked at a soft item, which was my cat pillow, and we looked at a hard item, which was my notebook, and we discovered that the one that is better for making music is the notebook. So let's try another experiment. I'm going to look around and see what I have around me, and I want you to do the same. And just see whatever you have around you. Let's see. I have this candle. So obviously I've used it a lot. If you can tell, it's pretty small. But it's in this big glass container. It makes a really good sound because glass is very hard, so there is a lot of space for the sound to bounce off of. If I tap my fingernail on the glass, it sounds like this. So we can make a rhythm with our candle, but if you noticed, there is a very high pitch when I tap on the glass. Let's listen again and listen for the pitch. I can sing the pitch. So that is very interesting that we can make a pitch with our candle. So now let's try a little experiment. So I used my fingernail, just lightly hitting on it, to make the first pitch. Now I'm going to take my pencil that I had earlier, and I'm going to try hitting it on the side and see if that makes a different pitch. Because when I used my hand, if you remember, earlier in our experiment, I used the pencil to hit my notebook, and then I used my hand, and you noticed that it sounded different. You used your detective skills and you discriminated between the sounds. So let's do that again. I will play the pitch that's nice and high, and now let's play a different one. I'm going to use my knuckles to rap on the side of the glass, and let's hear if it sounds any different. All right, listen closely. Here's the first one. Here is the second one. Okay, let's listen again. Here's the first one with my fingernail. Here is the second one with my knuckles. All right, think about it. Did that sound different? Could you hear a difference in the pitch? Let's listen one more time. First one. A little bit high, it's a high pitch. Second one. It's very similar, isn't it? It sounds different. It sounds a little bit lower. Just because I'm using a different part of my hand to tap on the glass. So that is a way you can make some pitches with some things around you. It's a lot easier to make rhythm because you can drum on pretty much anything. You can drum on the table. You can drum on a notebook. You can drum on anything. You can even drum on a pillow, you just won't be able to hear it as well. Pitches are a little bit trickier to make, and that is why I love to sing, so you can clap your rhythm or drum your rhythm on whatever you have around you, and then you can use your voice to sing your pitches. That's what I like to do. So now I would like you to look around one more time. Look around you and see what you have. Take a minute and see if there's anything around you that we could use to make music one last time for one final experiment. I have this other notebook. It's different from my flower notebook that has a hard cover. This one has a soft, more leathery cover. It feels more like a fancy couch. Some couches are made of leather and it feels softer. So even though this is a notebook, just like my flower notebook, it might not make as great sounds because it is softer. And we learned when we played on our pillow that softer items aren't as good for making rhythm. So the way to find out is to do our experiment. So I'm going to take this book. It's my black notebook. It's very soft, like leather. And I'm going to clap on it, and we're going to see how it sounds. Are you ready? That sounds actually very nice. So even though it's a little softer, it's still hard. It's still got that cardboard inside. Donnie says in the chat it was louder. I noticed that too, Donnie. That's a really good observation. Something about this material maybe makes it a little bit louder. So you never know what something's going to sound like until you try. So I encourage you this week, hopefully your parents won't be too upset with me for saying this, try some different clapping, some different rhythms around the house on different items, and experiment and see which ones make different sounds. If you go onto your kitchen counter and you drum on the counter, is it loud or soft? If you go into your bedroom and you drum on the floor that has carpet, is it loud or soft? You can think about that and you can use your discrimination. That's a word we learned today. Discrimination means figuring out what is the difference between two things. You can discriminate if one is louder or one is softer. And that'll be a fun experiment for you to do this week. You can also listen for the pitch, which is the sound, right? So if you're drumming on your kitchen counter, maybe it makes kind of a low pitch. If you go outside and you drum on the side of your porch, which is maybe made of wood, it might make a quieter pitch. You can really experiment with all the different things around you, and you don't need an instrument like a guitar or a piano to try to make music. I think that is really important because music is such an amazing way to express how you are feeling, to tell your story to the people around you. And we don't all have pianos and guitars. So I still want you to be able to express how you're feeling, to tell other people through music, even if you don't have an instrument. And that is why I think it is really fun to play around with different ways to make music, not using instruments, but only using those things around you. So let's review what we learned today. So we learned a little bit about instruments. I talked about a guitar, and Isabel shared a little bit about her guitar playing experience, which was awesome. I talked a little bit about a piano. And then we talked about the voice and singing. We talked about how you cannot see your voice. You can feel the vibrations if you put your hand on your throat and you talk. You can feel some vibrations, but you can't see it. We also talked about what music is made of. So if you remember, music is made of two things. Those two things are rhythm and pitch. So rhythm is the pattern. If you remember, we made our clapping pattern like this. That is a rhythm. And then music is made of pitch. And we practiced singing some different pitches and discriminating, hearing the difference between two pitches. If it's lower, or if it's higher, or if it's somewhere in the middle. You can listen to all the noises around you and listen to their pitch. Your mom might have a higher voice than your dad, who might have a lower voice, or your grandparents might have different voices. So you can listen for pitch all around you. So we learned about rhythm and pitch. And then we did some really fun experiments with my flower notebook, and Donnie used his remote, and you used whatever you had at home around you to test the rhythm and the pitch. We also used a pillow, and we found out that softer items make quieter noises. When I hit the pillow, you can't really hear anything, right? When I hit my notebook, It makes a really great sound. And finally, we looked at my little candle, and we used different parts of our hand to make different pitches. We made a high pitch and a low pitch. So, another pitch. We did a lot of experiments today. And I want to thank you for coming along and trying new things, getting different things from your house, whatever you had around you, and testing them out and seeing what rhythm and what pitch you could use. And I really hope that if you get the chance this week, try different pitches and different rhythms around your house with simple things around you like a notebook or a pillow, and see what you can find out. And I hope you enjoyed learning about how to make some music with things around you.
Thank you so much, Amelia. It is always a joy to have you with us and teaching us things about music. So thank you for the creativity that you gave to us today. I love it when we can look around things just in our home. We don't have to go buy anything, that we can do things with what we have. So thank you for that creativity. Can't wait till we get to have you back again sometime. For all of you students out there, we say that we hope that you have a great weekend that's ahead of you. Next week, it's exciting. On Tuesday, we have a session that's just for younger girls, but it sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. On Wednesday, we're going to learn about Braille displays and screen readers. And then finally, next Thursday, we get to have a session on going out to eat, which I'll have to make sure that when I come in and pop in for that one for going out to eat, that maybe I have already eaten by that time so that I won't be extra hungry. But again, to all of you, thank you for joining us, and we can't wait to have you back in our virtual classroom next week. Bye, everyone.